WandaVision! Don't try to fight the chaos. Don't question what you've done. The game can try to play us. Don't.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Emmett
and Meg.
and today we are doing our episode 6 breakdown of WandaVision.
So episode 6, it was based on Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, which I watched a lot actually as a child.
I've seen it, unlike most of the shows that we've done.
It used to scare me, but I still watched it.
Yeah. I remember thinking it was really weird, and it would just be on.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Well, first before that, I thought it was very helpful, but also interesting that they included in the recap clips from Ultron.
Episode starts with establishing Pietro as kind of this bad uncle figure.
Yeah. It's like,
and it's
to me,
funny.
it reminded me of the big brother from Malcolm in the Middle, the one who's in the army and the one who's always home because he's like...
Yeah. He's like a grown child, and I love Tommy and Billy so much.
Tommy coming out in the first shot with his Wiccan costume on.
I know.
I was like...
So cute. I just loved what they did with the whole Halloween thing, and they explained it all perfectly.
Yeah.
Wanda was like, I'm a Sokovian fortune teller.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a Mexican wrestler. It was just funny. And he was so cute in his little Wiccan costume, and then his uncle took him to get into his speed costume, and so cute. Love that.
Yeah.
It's going so fast, but I also really enjoy the smaller moments. I just think there's such cute actors, and I love their personalities.
Yeah.
And I don't. They're probably gonna have to grow up soon, and I don't want them to.
All of the interactions between Pietro and Wanda were so interesting.
Yeah. The flashback.
Yeah.
When they showed them as children.
Yeah.
That was so interesting. And
she was like, that's not how I remember it really, and he was like, details.
He's not divulging any details about himself, but he seems to be prying for a lot of details from Wanda about what exactly is going on.
And Wanda just brushes it off anytime it happens. And then Vision is a Mexican wrestler.
Yep.
And then Vision's like, actually I have plans.
Yeah.
And Wanda's like, wait, what?
She says, you're not supposed to do that, or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, so it seems like the people in the town kind of come to life when they're near Wanda.
Yeah.
They're in Wanda's vicinity.
Yeah.
Because her family is always in her vicinity.
Yeah.
So that would just make sense. I thought it was so interesting when they were showing all of those shots with the people who are off.
Mm-hmm.
They were still using the Malcolm in the Middle type music, and it was 90s. If there wasn't that music, and it was quiet, or it was eerie music, this would be terrifying. Mm-hmm. So Wanda is slowly losing her grip on
the children.
Definitely on Vision. Back at Sword.
Sword is still recalibrating after what happened. All three of them, the legendary trio, goes for Hayward's throat. They all attack him.
Yeah. What did Darcy say?
Darcy was like, hey, there he is, the guy who almost got murdered by his own murder squad. Material, it's material.
Wait, he fires them real quick.
Oh yeah,
and I was
literally fires them.
They'll get more done on their own anyway, so good for them. And they escape, and then all of a sudden, Monica and Wu beat them up.
And Monica's like, yeah, okay, I'll join in.
She's like, okay.
Yeah. Hayward just wants to kill Wanda, that's all.
Yeah, which is a little suspicious. It's a little
suspicious. Mm-hmm. Monica says if she's the problem, then she's got to be the solution. And it's like...
Yeah, I don't know if he has some previous experiences, maybe.
One of the very interesting things, he was like, you keep defending superpower individuals. And that reminded me of, The Boys,
that reminded me of Zemo.
X-Men.
For me.
Oh. Well, it reminded me of any show or any movie that there are so many superpowers, that there are normal people and then super powered people.
Yeah.
You know what
it's
I mean?
becoming more.
Yeah. And that makes me think that it's gonna move in that direction.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be fine.
I was getting Zemo vibes.
You think he had bad taste in his mouth?
Yeah, because he seems like
he had a bad experience.
I don't know something about his family. He seems to hate them.
He just wants Wanda gone.
Yeah.
And then he brings up Carol.
Carol keeps coming up. Second week in a row.
He's like, I know your history with Carol, the 5 years, like, you have no idea how it was like. You people who left, who got blipped, don't know what it's like. And Monica's like, don't you dare use that as an excuse to be a coward. And I was like, good point. Then the part with Herb, he announces everything that happens before it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's like, the candy's gone, and then Pietro and the boys running around to get all the candy, pumpkin smashed. He says the pumpkins are smashed, that happens. He says, you know, all that, which was very weird. He could have been telling them what to do, or someone, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, do you want something changed? And she's like, what?
Yeah. She seems, like, confused about that.
Yeah.
Which further emphasizes that she's not the only one in control.
Yeah. And that part was weird. They were, like, glitching.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because Wanda was
a little too far.
A little too far away.
Going like this. Oh, the tear. Once again, another use of the music that completely changed the feel of the whole scene.
Right.
Like, that's so scary
and
creepy.
And then she's like, don't go past Ellis Avenue. And that establishes something.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, now we know it's Ellis Avenue. We get back to Sword, and Hayward is striking Vision for some reason. Darcy stays behind to continue breaking down the spiral, and she finds something.
Yeah, she finds something that is eyes for Hayward only. We don't know what it is, and we probably won't find out what it is for a second.
And that's when we find out that whoever is near Wanda, that's when the people will be moving.
Yes. Also, Monica, she was like, I'm going back in. My guy is going to meet me in an hour. Let's all go. And Darcy's like, no, I want to stay behind. And she's like, you shouldn't go back in there because...
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up.
Yes.
Which makes cells have
perfect sense. It's
torn apart and rebuilt multiple times.
And so she's going to go back in and come back out again. So she'll be even more powerful.
What I'm wondering is that the people who have been in and gone out, does that mean they're all... Like you mentioned this earlier in an earlier video.
That they could be mutants.
That they could all be mutants. I think that they might say... Their excuse might be only Monica gets powers because she's gone in and out so many times.
Yeah, what I think might happen is the people who are in right now aren't going to come out. What made her like that was going through the wall.
Got you.
Like, the wall is what took apart her cells or whatever. And so the people who are in there have just been in there the whole time. And then I'm assuming when this all comes to an end, they won't have to go through the wall to come out. Or maybe there's a couple that do, and that's where we get some origin stories. Yeah. Like, conveniently. Yeah. But it makes a lot of sense if Monica's going back and forth.
And her cells are being rewritten every time.
Yeah, but Darcy went through.
Yeah.
And all of these, like, soldiers, they went through.
Yeah.
So...
Well, they became clowns, and that's only once.
That's only once, yeah. But still.
And then Vision meets Agnes on the edge, and Agnes seemed like anybody else, which was very interesting.
Yes, I was very shocked and surprised at that. I don't know what to think about that, because we've been saying that she is probably a bad person. She's probably Agatha Harkness, a witch, working with Mephisto maybe, but she still could be lying maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But it wouldn't make sense because she would want... If she was with Mephisto, I feel like she would want Vision to want to stay.
Yeah.
And so she was acting like,
but she was like one of the Avengers. And then once again, we were reiterated that Vision doesn't remember his life before this because he says, what's an Avenger?
Obviously, she can't just be a normal person that was just stuck in the town. Like, they hired Catherine Hahn for a reason. And she's such an integral part of the show for a reason. Yeah. I just
Especially last episode.
And
he makes his way beyond
Ellis Avenue. I'm sure Ellis Avenue, I feel like that probably has some significance. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, here's where her phone rings.
That's it. My way back into the Hex will be here in an hour.
Who's the guy? So I thought we might meet him this episode. And she said my guy, so I'm assuming it's a man.
Well, who do you think that'll be?
I still don't know who it's going to be. But it was really exciting when she said that. She was like...
Reed Richards. This part was crazy.
The conversation between Wanda and Pietro.
Because, like, he's just talking about it like it's no big deal. He's like, yo, how are you doing all this? Like, this is crazy.
We find out a lot of stuff in this conversation. Like, I don't even know how to approach it.
At one point, she's like, why do you look so different?
Yeah.
And then that was just brushed off again.
Yeah. And he's like, she doesn't know. And he's saying that he doesn't know either.
Yeah.
So, and we once again get a like vision death moment, and we see Pietro with bullets in his chest, and it's this Pietro.
He's explicitly talking about TV shows. He's like, this episode is like a cameo thing. Something like a holiday special.
Yeah, so he's very aware of what is going on.
Yeah, you've given them better haircuts and better jobs and stuff. So she's like, wait, what are you talking about?
So that makes me think he's there to like try and reassure her, because whoever may be behind some of this might be worried that she's feeling like some of her morals are being pushed.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, like I think that what you're doing is okay. That's why I think he's not good.
Also, we get some insight on what Wanda was feeling. She's like, I felt absolutely nothing. Nothingness, emptiness, like...
Yes.
She's like, I don't remember how it happened.
How did you do it? How did you do it? And she's like, I don't remember.
She doesn't remember. She just remembers what she was feeling.
But she also could be saying that because she still doesn't trust him fully yet. She's asked him that question earlier, and he was like, are you trying to test me? And she's like, no. So maybe she just wasn't exactly telling the whole truth to him. But he mentions that the last thing he remembers is getting shot in the street. Yeah. And then he just felt like she needed her help.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to break that down or explain it, because I literally have no idea what that means.
But then, moving on, Vision comes out, like, getting torn apart. And it's like,
hard to watch.
I guess he doesn't belong in the real world because he is dead. I felt like Wanda was going to pull him back in, but she couldn't control him. She had to expand the hex.
Yeah, falling apart. Like, what
Billy comes through with the cosmic awareness.
Yes, that was so great. That was so great.
He's like, yo.
Billy comes through with the cosmic awareness.
He stops Tommy, and Tommy's like, whoa, nice.
Yeah, they already have such good personalities, and just knowing how they're going to grow up. Tommy is going to be the more Pietro one, and Billy's going to have the real power.
Yeah, I know.
And he's going to be like the wise one, and everyone's going to love him, and he's going to fall in love with Hulkling, and it's going to be great. He's so cute. I love him.
Billy warns Wanda and Pietro.
He says, don't sweat it. It's not like your husband can die twice.
Which he did. Just in Infinity War, he died twice.
Yes, yeah. And she's like, shut up.
And she gets mad about
So
that.
I think she's really like not trusting of Pietro, which makes me question everything that they talked about.
These visions.
And she's like, Billy, focus.
Yeah, and he's getting visions, and he's seeing soldiers, and he's seeing Vision needs help, and so she's like, okay.
Billy is so powerful. And stops everyone and expands the hex, which I did not see coming at all. I was freaking out.
And the only people from S.W.O.R.D. who got out of the hex was Monica, Jimmy, and then Hayward and his group.
The people in his car.
Yeah. And everyone else got turned into a circus.
And literally into a circus, yes. Earlier, Pietro was like, how could you possibly be doing all of this at the same time? Yeah. And she's like, oh, you think this is a lot? Let me expand it to twice the size.
For real.
And control that too.
And
like, how is she doing this?
And they just left Darcy, and we haven't seen what happened to Darcy. We don't know.
I feel like maybe it's gonna be like a problem because she went in handcuffed. So
what's gonna be on her hands?
Yeah,
she
like
be
maybe
handcuffed too.
Yeah. Like maybe when she's like transformed, there'll be like a prison or something. I don't know. Like she's like
trapped somehow.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a reason they didn't show us that instantaneously, because they were showing everything else changing. Yeah. And they didn't show Darcy because I feel like there might be a problem there because she was handcuffed. Well, Hayward is trying to contact everyone, and they all went in the hex.
And that was the end. And Wanda's eyes open, and her little red goes out of her eyes, and that's it. I just wish there was so much longer.
I keep saying, I've said this, I think, every time, but I think this is my favorite so far.
Really?
Yeah.
I think last one was my favorite, because afterward I was like...
I like the style of it.
Yeah, because now we're getting more
Really,
modern.
the highlight of this episode for me was Billy and Tommy.
Me too.
Like, not even...
No, me too. It was mine. That was
I really loved Billy and Tommy.
Me too.
And their personalities, and I'm really glad that they didn't age up. I can't get over Billy in his Wiccan costume.
No, I freaked out when I saw that. That was literally the first shot of the whole thing.
He's gonna be so significant. Just get ready. Next week we'll probably see who the aerospace engineer is.
I've seen Reed Richards.
I have no idea.
I've seen Riri Williams.
Yeah. That might be someone from Ant-Man, Hank Pym, or...
That would be interesting.
One of them. And then, did you see the one that it could be Talos' daughter?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Daughter.
Thanos' daughter and Monica were friends.
Yeah,
What if Nick Fury shows up in this show? Because we're gonna need a lot of help to fix this.
as of Far From Home, I know Far From Home takes place after WandaVision. He's in space. Maybe that's how he gets involved.
Maybe
with
he
Sword. That's all. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.